Good morning. Welcome to Jana's Kitchen. I'm making some French toast for my daughter Erin. It's one of her favorite things, and she always says, Mama, let's make a video when you make French toast next time. So here we are. And so I've got 4 eggs. I've got 1 loaf of French bread, and it is day old, but it doesn't have to be. I know the French say it should. Now this is the important part. I'm just breaking up these eggs, just to try to kind of mix the whites and the yellows. You don't want to get your whisk in there and beat it like Michael Jackson. You just want to get them in and mix them up, okay? We don't want to beat it. Anyway, I didn't want my beautiful voice to be heard so that they wouldn't tag me for copyright infringement. Erin's dying because I'm a terrible singer. Okay, and so then to the eggs, we're going to add a pinch. Just a pinch, like a 1/4 teaspoon or so of salt, because of course the bread's already salted. And so then I've got some sugar. Now, when I say sugar, you can use maple syrup. You can use whatever you like, but the secret is the sugar. It has to be, I don't use artificial sweeteners, and they won't have the results of this caramelized French toast because there's nothing to caramelize in artificial sweeteners. But if you have to use them, then you do, but it won't have that same caramelized effect, okay? And so I'm just mixing in the sugar here to get it to start to dissolve just a little bit. Okay, now sweeteners. You can use as a flavor, I'm going to use some maple syrup. I also have maple extract. I'm going to do a little dabble of that because we like the maple flavor. I have some vanilla extract. Put in a teaspoon of that, or 2 or 3. I happen to have caramel. So what I'm saying is whatever you have for flavoring that would complement French toast, like caramel, vanilla. And my husband really likes vanilla. And on Amazon, I order vanilla powder. And it is great in pancakes and French toast and coffee. That was just giving you an idea of being creative. Do your thing, whatever your family likes for flavoring. You can add lemon zest. Okay, you can use orange or whatever you like, okay? And then we're going to be adding some cinnamon too. And now I'm going to be adding, I can tell this is 4 cups in here. I can add about 1.5 cups of heavy cream. And we're just going to blend that in. Not making a big mess. Now the cinnamon, you're going to have to add it more than once. I'm going to add it here in the beginning. But every time you dip your bread, you're going to probably have to add some more because the cinnamon floats to the top. And it'll get on your first pieces and not your second and third pieces. And so I'm going to add some cinnamon now. And if you want to add nutmeg or, something else, you can do that too. But cinnamon with orange would be good. Cinnamon with the lemon would be good. So I'm going to set this aside for a moment. Now I'm going to bring up my bread. And like I said, I'm working on being ambidextrous, but I haven't quite made the cut yet. Pardon the pun. And so we're going to cut the bread thick. About, the dogs are barking at the door here. They want in because they know Mama's cooking. And so I'm going to finish slicing this bread up. And there's a bakery, a store that has a bakery here in town, and I really like their bread, but they don't have it very often. I don't know why. I guess I'm going to have to order it so that I can get it the way I want it. You can use ciabatta bread, you can use French bread, you can use sandwich bread, whatever you have for bread. But I always like the high quality bread. just so I get that extra chew. That's what I like. And so we've got our bread all cut up, and we're going to be turning everything around to go to the stove. We'll be back. Okay, we've got everything turned around over here to our stove, and got a nice hot skillet going here. I got to turn it down a little bit. I think I'm going to turn my fan on. My husband got me a new remote for my fan. There we go. I'm going to turn it down. There. That way I don't have to stand on my tippy toes to reach it up there. Okay, this is probably going to sizzle away here. I've got a nice hot skillet. You have to have butter and sugar in order to make caramel, right? And so there's our butter. And now I'm putting in it'll cool down as soon as we start adding. But you want to, I've got my heat on medium. See what I'm talking about with the cinnamon? Trying to work ambidextrous here. So I don't get my elbows up in the camera here. And I can add some more cinnamon. To my pan. And so that, what caramel is it's butter, sugar, and cream, right? And so we have butter, we have sugar, we have cream. And now we're going to make our seasonings. I'm going to rinse my hands off here. You could use tongs to that, but I'm going to add some more cinnamon, but you don't have to add that much if it's not your family's preference. Then the other thing is look at the bubbles in the pan. You don't want the, and every bread's going to be different, or I would give you a estimate of how much to use, okay? But every bread is going to absorb differently. And by the way, this is a Walmart $1.49 loaf of French bread. Look at all the servings we're getting with $1.49 of French bread. Most people have cinnamon in the house. If you don't have heavy cream, you could use half and half. It might not caramelize quite the same, but you're still going to get the flavors. I'm going to turn my heat up, make sure it's on the medium. And I'm going to let this cook, and but I'm going to watch very carefully around the edge of my pan. I do not want it to burn, because where you have butter and you have sugar, okay, it could burn. And so we're going to watch carefully. See, it's starting to burn over there. And so we're going to watch it carefully, and we'll be back when it's ready to flip. Okay, we're back. It's been about 2 minutes with my stove and my pan. I'm using cast iron, but use what you have. The thicker the pan, the better, so it doesn't burn. I can hear my bacon in the oven. I made a bacon video too, if you want to see my oven bacon recipe. Look at that. See, it's caramelized. That's not burned, that's caramelized. You can turn your fire down if you don't want it quite that much, but we kind of like the caramelized. And see, that is just, that's flavor. I can't begin to tell you, isn't it, Erin? That's how we like it. We'll be back. Okay, I had to turn my fire down in this cast iron to medium low. So once that skillet got heated up, so you can see both sides are cooked through. It's tender, buttery, delicious. And I'm going to take my French toast. Look at, yum. And then I'm going to get ready for the next batch. And I want to take out anything in this pan that is eggy or whatever so that it doesn't burn or affect the next. I'm going to add some more butter and repeat everything. See, because it's already absorbed into the other French toast. And I want to tell you that you can put this in the freezer and it freezes beautifully. You can put it in the refrigerator and it freezes beautifully. And for the grand girls, you can even cut them into French toast strips like this, and it makes it fun for them to have finger food for breakfast. I did this for our sweet grand girl. And they love it, and they can hold it. So we'll be back.